job? I mean, you took a couple of years, to be an AD, but did the bug bite you to get back on the sidelines?
Yeah, the bug's always there. I think there's an attraction to this job by everybody in some ways. I think everybody's always looked at this and thought it could be a really, really good situation. And I think the place has probably grown into getting closer and closer to that over time. Really, in my situation, I just was at a place in my life where my wife and I were ready to try something a little different. I mean, I know it sounds crazy. A lot of people talk about doing stuff. We were decided to do it. So got in touch with the people. We talked about it. We were able to come to disagreements and make some things work. And I'm excited to get back on the sideline and get to do what I love. I mean, I've done it for a long time, and I absolutely love it. I've never stopped loving it. Even through my time as an athletic director, I spent an awful lot of time talking football with our coaches, and this seems like a place that's a little bit hungry to be good, and I want to help us get there consistently.
Can you remember when you first reached out about the position?
I think we worked together in some capacities through athletic director stuff that we had just gotten to know each other and talking to each other a little bit. So our communication lines just kind of opened up. I think one of the first nights that was big for me was coming over here for girls basketball. I have a daughter that plays, and I came over and I just kind of got my first time to just walk around and see the place. It's a beautiful place, beautiful facilities. Talked to some people, sat down and talked to Ryan. And then when I did come over and talk about the job, I'll be real honest, I just kind of fell in love with the people. I think you guys have some amazing people in leadership spots here, and I really enjoyed the mentality and the direction and just the thought process that's here. I think there's a lot of people that want to do really good things for kids, and then really good things for programs. I think one thing that anywhere in Indiana, when you're talking about high school sports, there's places that are a step above when it comes to finding ways to create opportunities for kids. And I think if you look around at this place from a facility, from a town, from community support, from all the things that they're able to do for kids, it's a great place for athletics, and it's a place that I'm ready to call home and come here and start winning.
What are your goals and expectations for the program?
There's a lot for me to, step in right now and just observe for a minute. Long term, I would say the goals are like they would be anywhere else that I would coach. The biggest goal that I have for my program at East Noble that I'm going to bring to Northridge is the idea that I want kids to have a great experience. I believe that winning is an outcome, not an objective. If I told you that our goal was just to win a certain amount of games, I think we'd be brushing over a whole lot of things that can be achieved and a lot of things that can be really special about a program that happen when you don't always win. Because the truth is, there's a lot of really good programs that don't win every game. Certainly I'm going to give great effort, and my teams are going to give great effort to win every game. But I think valuing what's important about the sport, valuing the relationships you have with kids, and developing good lines of communication with family. Honestly, I just want people that are a part of our program to have a great experience and find joy in the process of trying to be the best. That probably is the best answer I can give you. It's not real magical, but it's what I like to do.
Did you reach out to anyone else, maybe not associated here, like I know you used to coach with Tom Walderman? Did you reach out to anyone who's maybe had experience here about this job?
Yeah, I do have a lot of past experiences with other coaches in this conference. As far as just getting to know those guys, coaching against them, I would consider at East Noble we had many years where Northwood was a huge rival of ours. We played them twice a year for several years. I've gotten to know Keith Kinder real well over the years, and Craig Kaler, and and Bart Curtis. We used to play Warsaw week 1. I just know a lot of these guys. I know it's a high level of competition. There's a lot of great coaches in this conference, a lot of great players, a lot of beautiful venues, a lot of communities that really support their athletics, and particularly football. And I think the conditions are right to kind of bring that more consistently to Northridge in the future. So I definitely reached out to a lot of those guys and talked to them, and then had a lot of conversations with the people here, and as well as the basketball coaches here, who I have a lot of respect for. And I'm just excited to come and be a part of the team with those guys.
Did you talk to the players or some of the players already? Did I understand that to be the
Coming
case?
up here in a little bit.
Oh,
I have
okay.
not yet.
All right. What will your message to them be?
Well, I'm going to speak with the seniors first, and I think when there's a coaching transition, oftentimes the kids that get forgotten are the kids that their last chance to have great experiences right now. And so just getting with those kids and asking them some questions about the program, finding out what are some things, what are some traditions that they want to see kept, what are some things that need to go. It's a great way to make a stop doing and start doing list, real quick, just finding out from the horse's mouth. But overall, the message is, change is hard for all of us. I'm going through it. When I talk to these kids, I need them to understand that all the things they're experiencing with having a coaching change are the same things I'm about to experience coming to a new town, bringing my kids to a new school, bringing my wife to a new school. I'm scared. Anybody would be scared when you make a life change, and I want to be a good life change for them. I want them to look back at their time as a football player here at Northridge with a lot of pride, and have somebody that they can always call a friend and call a role model. So that's all I can promise them. I can't promise them they're going to win a state championship next year. We're gonna try hard, but all I can promise them is I'll be here for them, and I'm here with them, and I'm experiencing the same things they're experiencing.
You mentioned, sorry, you go ahead.
Coach, to move this program to the level of a Northwood, the level of a Concord, a Mishawaka, even a Warsaw with what Bart's did in his time there. Warsaw is now a football town. I never thought I'd say that, but it is. You've obviously been in programs where you sustain your success consistently. In the big picture, though, to move this program forward into the upper echelon of the NLC, what kind of commitment is it going to take from not only yourself but your players?
Well, I mean, myself and the players are going to be pretty committed. That's not going to be a question. I think there's going to be a level of commitment that's going to need to come beyond even us. I think if a school wants to be a football school, there's a level of commitment that comes from the support of every level of the school. I think as I talk to people and as we make plans, there's a lot of people here in leadership that are really excited about doing some of those things. And some of that change happens slow. Warsaw becoming a football school didn't happen overnight. I was at East Noble playing Warsaw week 1 in 2017-18 when Bart first showed up, and we were beating them bad every year.
Oh yeah, sure you were.
And then all of a sudden they beat us 17-14 once, and then it starts to change.
And the tide
slowly.
started turning a little bit, right?
100%. And so change can take time. I hope that they'll have that patience with me because it's going to be something where you have to look at everything. One thing that I think is going to be a major source of contention is the idea that we've got to find a way to get these kids in the weight room and in the speed training and all the different things more consistently. I don't think it's happened enough. And as I look at the programs that I've been a part of, that consistent places like East Noble and the programs I've competed against, the Fort Wayne Snyders and we played New Powell in the state finals a few years ago, or the Bishop Dwingers. I mean, it takes that consistency. Growth happens with consistent, affection, and these kids need to be in the weight room. We got to get them in there, 4 or 5 days a week, doing the right things with enough time and enough, thoughtful planning to make sure that they're getting things done the right way.
From the family perspective of just moving all of them to a new location too, was being talking to basketball kind of a cherry on top of seeing how effective those programs are?
I've gotten to know Coach Springer in particular over the years, and I just have a lot of respect for him and what he's doing. I feel like any place that can be a basketball school can be a football school, and 2019 and 20 at East Noble, we went, I don't know, 25 and 2 in football, and we went 44 and 5 in basketball. I don't understand why people can't do both. We're going to have X amount of players that do both. There's going to be a few. If we can communicate and get those kids to be on board to do both, and we can manage schedules to make it manageable for a kid, why can't it be I don't want a football school or basketball school. I want Northridge to be great at everything. Part of my day job is going to be in there in the weight room, making sure that that's happening for all athletes. I was at the school board meeting a few minutes ago watching the cross country team get recognized as state finalists. I know that Northridge is strong in swim and golf and so many other things. It's time for football to catch up, and it's just going to take it's going to take some hard work, and it's going to take some people working together. And football is one of those sports that does take a little bit extra. It takes that support from administration and everybody else. And I think we're moving in the right direction to make that happen.
What did you miss most about coaching?
Great question. I missed a lot. I missed a lot about coaching. I really, it's gonna maybe sound a little bit crazy, but I missed after Friday night football games. I missed being around kids, laughing, crying, celebrating. I missed going back to my house with coaches and just being a part of that, that camaraderie and that, that stuff. I miss seeing kids in hallways and having those relationships with them, that you kind of miss out on a little bit as the athletic director. I felt like when I jumped into that role, I felt like I could bring the positive things that I had in our football program, I could bring to the whole school, and that's certainly what I tried to do. But there was always something missing. And honestly, my family's grew up I have a 17-year-old daughter. I was a head football coach 17 years ago at Angola. My family grew up Friday nights in football, and I miss seeing my little girls run out to me after every game. I miss, my son loves football. He's going to be an 8th grade football player here. He's excited to play for his dad. I've got X amount of years left in my career, and I want to spend those years doing the things that I love. And the athletic director stuff was a lot of fun, and it was a great job, and there was things about it that were really great for my family. But when it all comes down to it, there was something missing in our family that was happening on Friday nights.
What do you want the MOD of your teams to be though? When Northridge football fans plunk down their $6, $8, $10, whatever it is now. I've lost track since we never pay. Right? It's one benefit of this job. What do you want them to see? I know what kind of style you had at East Noble, but what do you want your teams to portray on the field?
Fast and physical and together. I think most people that have seen my teams play know we run a lot of plays. We run them fast. When I say a lot of plays, we run a lot of plays in a game. We run a small amount of plays very quickly. We are balanced. I think when you think about anything in life that has two opposite spectrums, the answer is almost always somewhere in the middle. And so the people that are looking for somebody to come in and throw 50 times a game are probably going to be disappointed. And the people that love Bart Curtis football, here at Northridge are probably also going to be disappointed, because I think the answer to sustained, consistent success is generally somewhere in the middle. Being balanced, being able to run the ball, being able to throw the ball. But you have to find your niche when you do so. One of the things that Mishawaka and Warsaw are able to do, they do something that's unique, and they do it very, very well, and they do it with a lot of passion. And so how do we make a more traditional style of offense or defense something that kids are excited about and want to do, voraciously? And that's the magic in coaching, and I'm hoping that we can get a staff together that can make that happen.
So then, now that it's officially official, after talking to the seniors and the community tonight, what's your first move actually to get this program going in the right direction?
Yeah, I've just got to sit down and start observing a little bit. I told the administration that I'll be here April 13th full time. In the meantime, I'm going to be getting over here. I'm going to be meeting with people. I'm going to be talking. But the first thing you got to do is you got to understand the situation. You know, you can't just change a situation without understanding the things that actually need to be changed. So obviously talking with people, checking things out in the weight room, seeing, understanding the systems and the communication and the things that have been used in the past, so that you can maybe find ways to do things that are familiar to the kids, while at the same time, you know, finding ways to make them excited about something new. I think, you know, this spring's going to be big for me to just nail down, you know, putting together a good staff, getting to know these kids, gaining the trust of these kids. Certainly, you know, a good coach can walk into any door, and kids nowadays, they don't have to trust that person. They don't have to follow that person. You earn trust. I want those kids to trust me because they believe in me, because they know that I'm here for them. And so I've got to get in their face and let them understand that I'm here for them, show them that I'm here for them, and then hopefully they'll be willing to work hard and follow.
August 21st, the opener. Who do you play that night?
Don't know yet. We'll see how that goes. A lot of things could happen. That's a great question. You're like that guy on The West Wing that, you know, remember that show?
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny Kincaid. Yeah. That's a great question. I feel like if we end up week 1 at East Noble, it'll be a pretty well-attended matchup. But there may be some changes.
Was that in your contract somewhere, that actual bonus stipend gets thrown in if that game holds true with a big crowd? I mean,
man,
your agent's not that good, Coach?
Yeah, I wish I had one.
Yeah. In this day and age?
You know, I think that game, that week 1 game, needs to be about the kids. And I think if eventually, I would love to have that game. East Noble and Northridge would be a fantastic experience for the kids, for the communities, long term. But I do think that if we're able to find a way to break that up a little bit and do something a little different, I think it would be best for the moment, just because of all the parties involved. But you know, I didn't come over here and take this job because I, you know, wanted to. I'm coming from a place that I loved. I'm not coming from a place that I'm not running from trouble. I'm not escaping a bad situation.
Well, we've already all checked all that out on you. You're good to go on that.
Yeah. I somehow made it 20 years, no scandal, and I'm here to just start over and you know, try to rebuild the same things that I had there. Something that's consistent, something we can all be proud of, something the community can be proud of, something that kids can be proud of and look back with a lot of joy on what they went through. You know, certainly you want a goal where kids are gonna, you know, play in the state finals or win a state championship and things like that. But I tell you, in my experience as a coach, the greatest years of my life, the best teams that I ever had are not the ones that necessarily ended up in the state finals. They're the ones where the kids loved each other. They're the ones where they didn't want to leave the field after the last game because the process that they went through in order to get there was so great and so you know, cohesive, and that's what I want to bring here, and I'm excited to do so.
I promised my last question. You kind of already answered this, but I noticed when you stepped away from coaching at East Noble,
Yep.
one of the things I read said you would miss most the Friday night lights, and you already kind of touched on that with your family and the connection with the kids, win, lose, or draw. But what do you think it's going to be like for you to step back out on there that first Friday night? I know that's projecting way ahead, but you've got to just have butterflies already about that, don't you?
I do. I would say that I had butterflies walking out every Friday night of my life. You know, and I've done it 170 times.
Even after establishing East Noble as a power?
Yeah, because not because you're nervous about winning or losing, but just because it's so special. It's I don't know if this is the right way to put it. Friday night football is like a drug. It's addicting. It's something that when you've been a part of it and you've you know, bled and sweat and worked with a coaching staff and with these kids, that you just can't get enough of it. You look forward to it. You got to have more, and when it ends, it can be rough. And when I stepped away from coaching, it was really important to me that I was able to step away at a time when I could hand over a really good team to keep it going, you know, and obviously we have continued to have a lot of success, which has been something that I consider a great accomplishment. You know, the fact that we had a program that was ready at all levels for people to step in and take over, and kids continue to compete at a high level. You know, that's what I would want to do here. I really hope that I'll be 45 years old here pretty quick. I really hope that, you know, I can coach in one spot until I retire, and then hand it over to a young coach that will feel the same way about high school football that I do. Indiana high school football has grown leaps and bounds in 20 years, and it ain't slowing down. It's a awesome sport. It's an awesome experience for kids. It's an awesome experience for communities, and this place has the opportunity to be really great. And I'm gonna work my butt off to make it happen.